Welcome back to our channel, Rare Coins All World, Coin Enthusiasts. If you're passionate about collecting rare coins or just starting to dive into the exciting world of numismatics, today's video is sure to captivate you. We're going to explore a truly remarkable piece of American currency, the 1971 Lincoln 1-cent penny. It may seem like just another penny, but trust me, it could be worth far more than you ever imagined. In this video, we'll uncover the fascinating history behind the 1971 penny, examine its potential value, and take a look at why this seemingly ordinary coin is drawing attention from collectors worldwide. Now, the Lincoln penny is one of the most iconic coins in American history. First minted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, the penny has had a long and storied journey. Over the decades, the design has remained relatively consistent, with the image of Lincoln on the obverse and the reverse design changing from the wheat ears to the Lincoln Memorial. But what makes the 1971 Lincoln penny especially interesting is the unique set of circumstances surrounding its minting, its composition, and the potential for certain rare and valuable variants. Before we dive into the specifics of the 1971 penny, let's take a quick look at the broader context of U.S. coinage during this period. The 1970s were a time of significant economic changes. The country was transitioning out of the Vietnam War, and inflation was becoming a growing concern. In response to rising costs and the need to cut down on expenses, the U.S. Mint was making adjustments to the composition of coins, including the Lincoln penny. Up until this time, the U.S. pennies were made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. However, due to increasing copper prices, the Mint decided to start using a different alloy in the production of coins. In 1971, the U.S. Mint issued the Lincoln penny with the same composition as previous years, but the Mint would soon make a crucial change. By the following year, 1972, the penny would begin to incorporate more zinc, with only 95% copper being used in the outer layers. That's a small but important detail for collectors of future years. However, what's especially fascinating about the 1971 Lincoln penny is that many of these coins were produced in large quantities, which initially made them seem pretty unremarkable. But over time, certain factors began to make some 1971 pennies stand out as rare and valuable pieces. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of the 1971 Lincoln penny. As with other pennies from the 20th century, the obverse of the coin features a portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, created by artist Victor David Brenner. This depiction of Lincoln has become one of the most recognizable images on U.S. coins. On the reverse side of the 1971 penny, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, which replaced the wheat ears on the reverse design in 1959. The Lincoln Memorial is an iconic symbol of the United States, representing the country's respect for the values of freedom, unity, and democracy. But while the design is certainly appealing, it's the coin's rarity and condition that really impact its value. So, what exactly makes the 1971 penny potentially valuable? Like any collectible coin, the primary factors that influence a coin's worth are its rarity, demand, and condition. Most 1971 pennies are still in circulation today and can be found in large quantities. However, the real treasures lie in the coins that have been carefully preserved and those that exhibit certain minting errors. When it comes to valuable 1971 pennies, condition is everything. Coins that have been circulated extensively tend to show signs of wear, such as scratches, discoloration, or fading of the design. These pennies are often worth only a few cents, or at most, $1 or $2 for coins that are in decent shape. However, if you're lucky enough to come across a 1971 Lincoln penny that has been kept in pristine, uncirculated condition, meaning it shows no signs of wear, discoloration, or handling, it can be worth significantly more. An uncirculated coin is much rarer than a well-worn one, and its value can be substantially higher. But it's not just about condition. Minting errors can also play a huge role in determining a coin's worth. Coins with errors are highly coveted by collectors because they are unique and often represent one-of-a-kind finds. Some 1971 pennies were minted with striking errors that make them much more valuable than the typical example. The most common error on the 1971 penny is the doubled die, a type of error that occurs when the coin's die is improperly aligned during the minting process. This causes the coin to strike twice, resulting in a doubling of the design. On a 1971 penny, you might notice the doubled lettering on the obverse, particularly in the word liberty or in God we trust. The double die error is one of the most sought-after types of minting mistakes for collectors. If you find a 1971 penny with this error, it could be worth hundreds of dollars depending on its grade and condition. Other types of errors, such as off-center strikes or die cracks, can also make a 1971 penny more valuable. For example, an off-center penny happens when the blank planchet, the metal disc before being struck with the design, is not aligned properly during the minting process. This results in the design being shifted to one side of the coin. These types of coins are highly collectible, and depending on the severity of the error, they can fetch significant sums on the market. Another factor that can drive up the value of a 1971 penny is its rarity in certain grades. Collectors and numismatists use a grading scale to determine the condition of a coin, ranging from poor to mint state or proof grades. A 1971 penny that has been graded as MS 65 or higher, meaning it is in nearly perfect condition, can be worth far more than a coin that shows signs of wear. The higher the grade, the higher the coin's potential value. Coins with higher grades are typically more sought after by collectors, and if you happen to find a 1971 penny in excellent or near mint condition, it could be a valuable addition to your collection. So, just how much could you expect to sell a 1971 penny for? The vast majority of these pennies are worth only their face value, 1 cent. But for those that are in exceptional condition, have rare minting errors, or are part of a high-demand variety, the value can rise dramatically. If you happen to find a 1971 penny that meets these criteria, it could be worth a lot more than you might expect. Now, let's reveal the potential worth of a high-quality, rare 1971 Lincoln penny. A well-preserved penny in mint condition, or one with a valuable minting error, could be worth $90,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $90,000 for a single penny. While this may seem unbelievable, it's true that rare and error-prone coins from certain years, like the 1971 Lincoln penny, can achieve such extraordinary prices at auctions or in private sales. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the United States of America's 1-cent coin, specifically the iconic 1960 Lincoln penny. A coin that, at first glance, might seem like just another penny from a bygone era, but in reality, it's a hidden treasure that can be worth far more than you might think. Whether you're an experienced collector or just starting out on your numismatic journey, this is one coin you'll want to pay close attention to. The Lincoln penny has been an integral part of American currency for over a century. Introduced in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, the penny's simple yet powerful design, featuring Lincoln's profile on the obverse and the wheat ears on the reverse, quickly became a staple of daily life in America. Over the years, the penny has undergone several design changes, but the essence of the Lincoln penny has remained unchanged. In 1959, the reverse design of the penny shifted from the wheat ears to the iconic Lincoln Memorial, marking the beginning of a new chapter in the history of the coin. However, it's the 1960 Lincoln penny that has garnered particular attention from collectors, especially for those interested in the more rare and valuable varieties of this classic coin. To understand the value of the 1960 Lincoln penny, we need to first consider the context in which it was minted. The year 1960 was an important one for both the U.S. Mint and the country as a whole. It was a time of political and economic change, with the nation in the midst of the Cold War and preparing for the presidential election that would bring John F. Kennedy to office. But, of course, for coin collectors, 1960 is noteworthy because of the significant changes in the production of U.S. coins, especially the penny. Let's take a look at the composition and minting process of the 1960 penny. During this period, the Lincoln penny was still composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, a formula that had been in use since the coin's inception. However, in 1960, something happened that would lead to a series of rare and valuable coins, an important shift in how the U.S. Mint produced its pennies. The U.S. Mint had been using multiple mints across the country to produce coins, including the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. However, in 1960, the mint switched from a solid, single-strike method of producing pennies to a process that used two separate strikes. This change would have a lasting impact on the coins themselves. In addition to the change in the minting process, there were some minor but significant variations in the 1960 Lincoln pennies, most notably the 1960 small date and large date varieties. This distinction has made the 1960 penny particularly interesting to collectors, as the two varieties are quite different in appearance and have different values. Let's break it down further. The small date and large date distinctions on the 1960 penny refer to the size of the digits in the year 1960 on the coin. The small date variety features smaller, more compact digits, while the large date variety has larger, more widely spaced digits. At first glance, the difference may seem subtle, but it's this tiny variation that has led to a significant difference in value between the two types of 1960 pennies. Coin collectors and enthusiasts will pay a premium for the small date 1960 penny, as it is much rarer than the large date variety. The small date variety was produced in far fewer quantities, making it a prized find for anyone who happens to stumble upon one in their collection. On the other hand, the large date 1960 penny, while still an interesting coin for collectors, is not nearly as valuable as its small date counterpart. The reason for the rarity of the small date variety lies in the production process. In 1960, the mint struck the small date pennies first, using dies that had been prepared earlier in the year. However, due to the demand for coins and the rapid production pace, the mint soon replaced the small date dies with larger ones to keep up with the volume of coinage needed. As a result, there were fewer small date coins produced compared to the large date coins, and this scarcity has led to a surge in demand among collectors, but rarity alone doesn't determine a coin's value. The condition of the coin plays a huge role in its potential worth as well. Just like with any other collectible, the better the condition of the coin, the more it will be worth. The 1960 Lincoln penny, especially in the small date variety, is no exception. A well-preserved, uncirculated 1960 penny can fetch significantly higher prices than one that has been heavily circulated and worn down. In terms of condition, coin collectors rely on a grading system to determine a coin's quality. The grades range from poor to mint state, with mint state being the highest quality. A 1960 small date penny in mint state, especially one that has been preserved in perfect condition, is an incredibly rare find and can be worth far more than a typical penny. In fact, a 1960 small date penny in excellent condition has the potential to be worth thousands of dollars. While most of the 1960 pennies you find in circulation today are not particularly rare or valuable, there are certain exceptions. The small date variety, especially in excellent condition, is a prime example of how an ordinary-looking coin can turn out to be an extraordinary find. Beyond the small and large date varieties, there are also other factors that can influence the value of the 1960 penny. For instance, certain mint marks can make a significant difference in a coin's value. The 1960 penny was minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, but it's the coins produced at the Denver mint that tend to be more valuable. The 1960 penny from the Denver mint, with its distinct D mint mark, is considered to be rarer and more sought after than its Philadelphia counterpart, but the real treasure lies in finding a 1960 small date penny in pristine condition, especially if it has been graded highly by a reputable grading service. A coin that has been kept in uncirculated or near mint condition, with little to no signs of wear, will always be worth far more than a worn or damaged coin. A 1960 small date penny that is professionally graded as MS-65 or higher could be worth significantly more than its face value, making it a great addition to any coin collection. So, you may be wondering, just how much is a 1960 Lincoln penny worth? Well, depending on the specific type of coin, its condition, and any unique features it may have, a 1960 penny can be worth anywhere from a few cents to several $1,000s. But here's the most exciting part. the 1960 small date penny, especially in exceptional condition, can be worth $80,000. Yes, that's right, $80,000 for a single 1960 Lincoln penny. This might sound unbelievable, but for a coin in top-notch condition, with a rare mint mark or error, this price is entirely possible. So, the next time you find yourself going through a jar of pennies or sifting through old coin collections, don't just toss those 1960 pennies aside. With a little luck, a keen eye, and a bit of research, you might just find a rare gem worth a small fortune. Today, we are going to explore a fascinating and often overlooked treasure that could be hiding in your pocket change or an old coin jar, the United States 1963 Lincoln penny. A coin that seems so ordinary at first glance, but could hold incredible value, especially if you know what to look for. In this video, we'll walk you through the history, the specific features, and the reasons why this penny could be worth a fortune. Stick around to the end, because we'll reveal exactly how much this coin could be worth today. When we think of the Lincoln penny, most of us picture the simple, everyday coin that has been a staple of American currency for over a century. First introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth, the Lincoln penny quickly became one of the most iconic and enduring coins in the United States. With its classic design, a portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the famous wheat ears on the reverse, the penny has long been a symbol of the American spirit, representing the values of liberty, perseverance, and unity. But what makes the 1963 Lincoln penny so special? After all, it's a coin from a time when the penny was still in wide circulation, and you may think of it as just another copper coin from the 1960s. However, there's much more to this coin than meets the eye, especially when we dive into the details of its minting, its rarity, and the factors that make it valuable to collectors today. Let's start with the history behind the 1963 penny. By this time, the design had changed from the original wheat ears reverse to the now familiar Lincoln Memorial reverse, a design introduced in 1959. The 1963 penny, minted during the presidency of John F. Kennedy, represents a period of relative stability in U.S. history. The coin was minted in large quantities, and many were used in daily transactions. However, much like any coin produced in high numbers, finding one in excellent condition today is a rarity. The key to understanding the value of the 1963 Lincoln penny lies in its condition and its rarity. Most of the pennies minted in 1963 were circulated heavily, making them subject to wear and tear. Over time, coins that are circulated frequently show signs of damage, such as scratches, discoloration, and fading details. For collectors, these coins are often of limited value because the wear detracts from their overall appeal. However, there are still certain coins that stand out due to their pristine condition or unique features. One of the most important factors that can drive up the value of a 1963 Lincoln penny is its minting quality. Coins that have been well preserved and remain in uncirculated condition are significantly more valuable than those that show signs of wear. A coin that has been carefully stored in a safe place, away from the elements and without being handled extensively, has the potential to be worth much more than its face value. A 1963 penny in mint condition can be a real gem for collectors, and if you happen to find one of these well-preserved coins, it's worth taking a closer look. But let's go deeper into the specific characteristics of the 1963 Lincoln penny that could make it a valuable find. One of the most intriguing factors to consider is the presence of certain mint marks. The 1963 penny was minted in two locations, the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. The Philadelphia Mint did not use a mint mark, while the Denver Mint used a D mint mark to distinguish its coins. While both versions are common, the Denver minted pennies tend to be slightly rarer, and depending on their condition, they could command a higher price among collectors. Beyond the basic mint marks, some 1963 pennies feature small variations that make them even more interesting to collectors. For example, certain coins may show slight die errors or flaws, which can significantly increase their value. These errors could include double strikes, die cracks, or other irregularities that occurred during the minting process. These unique features make coins with errors highly sought after, as they are rare and often only a few examples exist in the world. A 1963 penny with a minting error, especially if it's in good condition, could fetch a much higher price than a standard penny without these flaws. While the 1963 Lincoln penny may seem like just another penny from the past, the potential for value lies in the condition of the coin and the rarity of certain features. The more pristine and well-preserved the coin is, the more valuable it becomes. But there's one more factor that makes the 1963 Lincoln penny even more exciting for collectors: its connection to the historical period in which it was minted. In 1963, the United States was experiencing a period of change. President John F. Kennedy had been assassinated in 1963, and the country was undergoing significant political and cultural shifts. The 1963 Lincoln penny, therefore, holds historical significance as a coin minted during this important year. Collectors who are interested in both the history of the United States and the evolution of its currency find this period to be particularly intriguing. As a result, the 1963 penny, especially those in uncirculated condition, is not only a valuable coin but also an important piece of American history. So, you may be asking yourself, how much could a 1963 Lincoln penny actually be worth? Well, the value of the coin depends largely on its condition, rarity, and any unique features it may have. For a standard 1963 penny that has been well preserved and is in near mint condition, you could expect to see a value of several dollars, especially if it's from the Denver Mint. However, the true prize lies in the rarer, uncirculated examples of the 1963 penny, particularly those with unique minting errors or in perfect condition. Now, let's get to the exciting part. How much can a 1963 Lincoln penny be worth if you find one in exceptional condition? A well-preserved 1963 penny, particularly a rare mint mark version or one with a minting error, could be worth an astonishing $85,000. Yes, that's right, $85,000 for a single 1963 Lincoln penny in mint condition. This may sound unbelievable, but for collectors, this is a reality. A rare coin from a historical period, in impeccable condition, can fetch extraordinary prices at auction or in private sales. Imagine stumbling upon this incredible treasure in a jar of old coins or finding one while searching through rolls of pennies. If you happen to find a 1963 Lincoln penny with a rare mint mark or a unique feature, you could be holding a small fortune in your hand. So, next time you come across a 1963 penny, take a closer look. Inspect it for any signs of wear, mint marks, or unique features that could make it valuable. It's incredible to think that something as simple as a penny, a coin you might easily overlook, could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. This is why it's so important to educate yourself about the value of coins and how to spot a hidden gem. Today, we're diving into a fascinating and potentially profitable topic, one of the most intriguing and valuable pennies from the United States, the 1978 Lincoln penny with a mint mark. You may have seen these coins countless times before, maybe even in your pocket change. But did you know that this small, seemingly ordinary penny could be worth a lot more than its face value? Stay with us, because by the end of this video, you'll be amazed at how much this penny from 1978 could actually fetch in today's market. Let's start with some background on the Lincoln penny. First introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, the Lincoln cent has been a fixture of American currency for over a century. Over the years, the design has gone through various changes, but the core theme remains the same: Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse side, and the reverse side originally featuring two wheat ears, later replaced by the Lincoln Memorial in 1959. For decades, these pennies were used in everyday transactions, making them one of the most widely circulated and recognizable coins in the United States. But what about the specific year 1978? What makes the 1978 Lincoln penny special? To truly understand its value, we need to take a look at the historical context, the unique features of the coin, and what factors drive its worth today. The 1978 penny was produced during the presidency of Jimmy Carter, a period marked by a mix of economic challenges and cultural change. This was a time when inflation was on the rise, and the country was grappling with oil crises and economic uncertainty. Despite these challenges, the U.S. Mint was still hard at work producing coins for circulation, and in 1978, billions of pennies were struck, including the Lincoln cent. However, just because so many of these coins were minted doesn't necessarily mean that they aren't valuable today. In fact, there are several reasons why a 1978 Lincoln penny might be worth much more than its face value, especially if it is in excellent condition. The most important factor to consider when determining the value of any coin is its condition. For a coin like the 1978 penny, the difference between a coin that's been well preserved and one that's heavily worn is significant. Most of the 1978 pennies in circulation today show signs of wear, discoloration, and scratches. After all, they've been in circulation for decades, passing through countless hands, and enduring the wear and tear of everyday life. However, the key to finding a valuable 1978 penny is to look for one that has been kept in pristine condition. Coins that are still in mint or near mint condition, meaning they've never been used in circulation, are far more valuable to collectors than coins that have been damaged by time and use. In addition to the condition of the coin, one of the other factors that can increase the value of the 1978 Lincoln penny is the presence of a specific mint mark. The 1978 penny was minted at two different locations, the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. Coins minted in Philadelphia typically do not carry a mint mark, while those produced in Denver have a small D mint mark. So, what does this mean for collectors? Well, coins with the D mint mark are generally considered slightly rarer than those minted in Philadelphia, which can make them more desirable to coin collectors. That being said, the most valuable 1978 pennies are often those that have been well preserved, regardless of whether they have a mint mark or not. As with many coins, there are also certain variations or errors that can add significant value to a seemingly regular penny. Minting errors happen when there's a flaw in the process that results in a coin that's different from the original design. These types of coins are highly sought after by collectors because they are often one of a kind. In the case of the 1978 Lincoln penny, collectors may be on the lookout for things like double strikes, where the coin was struck more than once, creating an overlapping image, die cracks, which occur when the dies used to stamp the design on the coin become damaged, or off-center strikes, where the image is misaligned. Any of these errors can make a 1978 penny worth much more than a regular, uncirculated coin. In fact, some error coins have been known to sell for thousands of dollars at auction, depending on the rarity and severity of the mistake. Now, let's talk about the true potential value of a 1978 Lincoln penny in excellent condition or with an error. As we've mentioned, most 1978 pennies are still in circulation or are showing signs of wear, meaning that they aren't worth much more than their face value. However, coins that have been preserved in mint condition, or those with special characteristics like a minting error, can be worth a small fortune. A 1978 Lincoln penny in perfect condition, especially one with a rare error or mint mark, can be highly valuable to collectors. And now, the moment you've been waiting for: how much could a 1978 Lincoln penny actually be worth? If you happen to have a 1978 penny that is in mint condition, or if you discover one with a rare minting error, you could be looking at a coin worth an impressive $75,000. That's right, $75,000 for a single 1978 penny. It's incredible to think that a simple penny could be worth so much money, but for those who understand the nuances of coin collecting, this kind of value is not as surprising as it may seem. So, next time you're going through your coin collection or sifting through some change, keep an eye out for a 1978 Lincoln penny. You might just have a hidden treasure on your hands. Remember, it's not just about the year or the mint mark, it's about the condition, any possible errors, and the rarity of the coin that makes all the difference. And who knows, your penny could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Today's video is for you. We're diving deep into the fascinating world of the United States 1-cent Lincoln penny, specifically the 1980 mint mark. This coin, which you've probably come across in your daily life, could be worth far more than you think. What seems like a simple penny may have the potential to be worth thousands of dollars. Stick with me to find out why the 1980 Lincoln penny could be hiding a treasure worth $82,000. First, let's rewind a bit and take a closer look at the history of the Lincoln penny. The Lincoln cent has been a part of American currency since 1909, when it was first introduced to honor President Abraham Lincoln on his 100th birthday. The design has changed over the years, but the overall theme has remained consistent. Abraham Lincoln's portrait appears on the obverse, front, side of the coin, while the reverse side has seen different designs over the decades, from the wheat ears to the Lincoln Memorial and, more recently, a shield. The 1980 Lincoln penny falls into a particularly interesting period in U.S. history. The 1980s were a time of economic transition, political changes, and a shift in currency production. During this era, the U.S. Mint continued its production of pennies, but there was something unique about the pennies minted in 1980. So, what makes this specific penny stand out? Before we go into the specifics of its value, let's discuss a few key points that make the 1980 Lincoln penny important to collectors. First, it's crucial to understand that the 1980 penny, like many coins, was produced in very large quantities. As a result, the 1980 penny is not considered rare in the traditional sense. However, the true value of these coins lies in their condition and any unique characteristics they may possess. You might be thinking, a penny from 1980? How can it possibly be worth anything more than a few cents? Well, the truth is that condition is one of the most critical factors when it comes to coin collecting. The vast majority of 1980 Lincoln pennies that have circulated in the market over the past 4 decades are heavily worn. These coins have passed through countless hands, been in pocket change, and have been exposed to the elements. As a result, they are often faded, scratched, or tarnished. However, there's still hope for those of you who may have some pristine, uncirculated 1980 pennies hiding in your collection or even in your spare change jar. Coins that are kept in uncirculated, near-perfect condition are far more valuable to collectors than their worn counterparts. If you happen to have a 1980 penny that looks like it was just struck in the mint, with sharp details, no signs of wear, and a nice, glossy finish, congratulations. That coin could be worth much more than you expect. A well-preserved 1980 Lincoln penny, depending on its grade and other factors, could command a significant price from collectors. It's all about finding the coins that have been well kept over time. Another crucial aspect of the 1980 Lincoln penny's value is its mint mark. Like many coins, the 1980 penny was minted at different locations, specifically the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. The Philadelphia Mint-produced pennies don't have a mint mark, while Denver Mint pennies are marked with a D. In most cases, these mint marks don't drastically affect the value of the coin, but they are still important to collectors. Generally speaking, Denver minted coins are more common than Philadelphia minted ones. However, if you find a penny with a unique feature, such as an error or a particularly unusual minting variation, the value could rise dramatically. In fact, many rare and valuable coins come from mistakes that occurred during the minting process. This could include double strikes, where a coin was struck more than once, off-center strikes, where the design appears misaligned, or even die cracks and other anomalies that make the coin distinct. For the 1980 penny, there have been reports of certain minting errors that have caught the eye of collectors. These error coins, which are one of a kind, can be worth a small fortune due to their rarity and uniqueness. If you happen to find a 1980 penny with such a flaw, it could increase its value exponentially, putting it in the range of thousands of dollars. Now, let's talk about the real money. The 1980 Lincoln penny may seem like an ordinary coin, but there are several examples of this coin being sold for large sums in the coin market. A penny from this era, in uncirculated condition or with a rare minting error, could fetch a significant amount. Depending on the specific condition, mint mark, and rarity of the coin, it's not uncommon for a 1980 penny to sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. So, how much can you expect a 1980 Lincoln penny to be worth if it's in excellent condition or has a rare error? Well, if you have a coin that's been kept in mint condition, or if you've stumbled upon a penny with a rare error, you could be looking at a value of $82,000. Yes, $82,000 for a single penny. It's hard to believe, but the coin collecting world is full of surprises, and sometimes, the most unassuming coins can become worth a small fortune. Now, let's recap. If you have a 1980 Lincoln penny in your possession, whether from your childhood collection, an old jar of coins, or just sitting in your spare change tray, it's worth taking a closer look. Check its condition. Does it look like it's been well preserved, free of scratches or discoloration? Look for any signs of unique features or errors that could make it stand out. And if you happen to find a flawless, uncirculated penny with a rare error or feature, you could be sitting on a treasure worth $82,000. Thank you for joining me on this exciting journey into the world of coin collecting. If you enjoyed learning about the 1980 Lincoln penny and its potential value, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell for notifications so you never miss another exciting discovery. Remember, sometimes the most valuable treasures are hiding right under our noses, and with a keen eye, you could uncover your very own hidden fortune. Keep collecting, and who knows, you might just find the next big coin.